Salutations. We are Paper,
Fame!
Kings.
and we have started this lovely little group where we will be reacting, providing commentary, reviewing, and doing a little bit of everything that we can. We are each bringing our own different set of skills.
To bring you all this fabulously wonderful little showing.
I honestly couldn't think of anyone else. Without these, I wouldn't be doing this. I've known these guys for a while. They're both talented, both creative. Honestly, I have heard Fame go absolutely nuts on video games. Their passion for so many different cartoons and anime and video game series is truly exceptional. With Kings, their skills, their level of detail and passion in the projects that they take on. So happy to have you guys with me on this journey.
And I'm happy to be with these two. They've been helping me a lot with a lot of things since I started doing stuff with them. It's been fun, it's been an amazing trip, and I'm happy to have them both by my side as we come to the next step of our fun little get-together, which is doing this little recording for you all.
And hopefully this will pan out and will become something that we can do continuously for a long time to come. Now we're going to open up our forum where it might get a little messy. This is our first time doing it, so there might be a little talk over, but stick with us. We're trying to get the hang of it to bring some good content to everyone.
We've been discussing on what we each can bring to the table. One of the things for me, I love anime, I love cartoons, I love manga. I used to be more of a gamer, not so much anymore, but maybe with this project that can change and turn around. TV shows, I definitely want to watch with these guys. I have not seen the cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward.
Yes.
Which is a wonderful one. If you have seen that show, it deviates from the normal formula.
Oh, it does more than deviate, let me tell you that. It's gonna be a real wonderful show when you get to see just how crazy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward gets. Paper, darling, you're going to absolutely love it. And probably get as much rage as I get whenever I'm playing one of my games. Which, by the way, I happen to do a lot. Between all three of us, I'm the more heavy gamer of the group. And let me tell you, when I game and watch TV shows, animes, cartoons, I get extremely fucking into it.
And cuss.
I can attest to that.
Oh yeah, cursing. I'm going to tell you this right now. There might be a lot of cursing involved in this. And as these two can attest, I'm very creative with my cursing.
We'll have our editor put up a little something depending on if the video is more flavorful than others.
But for the sake of our videos, I will try to temper myself. Don't expect too much. I'm telling you that right now.
And I personally bring a bit of a mixed bag. I have knowledge of different laws, histories, traditions, legends, but I also have a little bit of medical knowledge from taking care of family, a bit of business sense, so I'm a grab bag.
And with Kings, I don't know if you've seen this show before, but the second show I wanted to watch with you specifically is Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. It is the animated Buzz Lightyear series. I did watch this growing up, unlike TMNT Fast Forward.
On Disney, Toon Disney, yeah, I actually watched it too growing up.
Wasn't it also, not just on Toon Disney, didn't it also transfer over to Jetix when it made the change?
I think it did.
Yep, they went back and forth, yes.
But both are very good choices that will provide a lot. And
which for our content, it's not everything is going to be a blind reaction. Once we get going and the new seasons of anime start and new cartoons pop up, as I brought up with Kings, one of the things I would like us all to tackle is the new season of Phineas and Ferb, which is streaming on Disney+.
I have actually held off on watching specifically so that we can have my honest reaction.
But even if it's something we haven't seen before, something we are hoping to bring to the table is a retrospective, a commentary, because for some of us, we might not have seen the show for many, many years. And there is a beauty and joy when you watch something again, or when you definitely when you watch as a group. You see something you might not have seen before, or people who are watching with you will catch something you might not. It's a wonderful experience, which I hope you all will enjoy watching as we record it.
Oh, it's gonna be more. It's gonna be such a fantastic show, darlings. Like, believe me, the three of us together are always talking about whenever we can watch shows or how things could have gone differently, how certain scenes make us feel, how we react, the pure raw emotion of it all. It's dramatic. It's wonderful. It's famous, if I do say so myself. And I can definitely say you're all gonna get a kick of hearing our reactions, having a few laughs, getting angry, the works when it comes to reactions like this. This is our first time doing like recording based reactions. We've only ever heard each other before, and now you get to hear just how much of a chaotic mess we all are together. And it's going to be the very fun kind of chaotic mess, the kind I enjoy seeing happen.
Of course, a bit of chaos always is served better when you have some surprises in it. So, over time, we will bring in some guests now and then. Some might be repeat guests, but most might be one-offs. They will draw from both friends, other content creators that we reach out to that are interested in collaborating, and even possibly, after we get enough fans, we might include fans in a couple of streams as a big surprise and a milestone.
And now I've shared Kings, 2 series I wanted to tackle with you. Now Fame, 2 series I wanted to tackle with you. Again, I don't know if you've seen these. Me and you, we kind of really vibe, like Meliodas and Bond, high five, like we bring the rockin'. The first show I want to tackle with you is Cyber 6.
I can't honestly say if I've heard of that before.
It is wonderfully classic anime style cartoon that aired very briefly. It was way ahead of its time. It doesn't get especially the opening. I cannot wait for you to see this opening, but we'll get to that when we get to that. As for the second show, that's another old-time classic from my early days of Saturday morning and morning cartoons, is Mighty Max.
I don't know why that name rings a familiar bell in my head, but I know I haven't seen it. I've probably seen a picture of it somewhere. I just haven't seen the show.
If you know the toys, it was the male counterpart to Polly Pocket. It got nostalgic. Tidbit. I actually had a couple of the Mighty Max toys long time ago, but I used to watch Mighty Max back in the days of Street Sharks and when Sailor Moon was first airing over here in America with the DIC dub. So maybe a new experience to you may trigger deeply rooted memory, but that's going to be the fun of it. As for movies, something for the three of us, these 2 movies might seem weird, but I picked these specifically. These will not be the first movies tackle on our streaming. This is something going to be down the road. It's going to be a Cinderella Story and a Cinderella Story 3 Once Upon a Song.
Which one of those in the Gomez?
Neither. That's actually the second one. I believe it.
Any of those movies back to back.
First one is with Hilary Duff. Love her since Lizzie McGuire. Wish she did both more voice actor work and more acting roles, but if she's not into that for whatever reason, Mazel Tov, I hope she's doing all the best. The third one is Once Upon a Song. The second one was about dancing. The third one is about music, which I love the third one far more than the second one. I definitely want us to watch 1 and 3 back to back at some point. Really love these. I look forward to your guys' reaction. I think there's going to be some rage points from me. We have a 5-minute rant timer, which you may get to see me bust out for the first time in those videos. The other movies I definitely want to watch with you guys.
Right fast. Just a little tidbit about Cinderella. I was actually in my middle school's Western Cinderella play.
Oh, this just gets better and better. This is gonna be so fun.
The more you know.
The literal only line I had was, "Where's that fine looking son of yours?"
Goodness. So, the other movies I definitely want us to watch are the major parody movies. I'm talking Airplane, Blazing Saddle, Monty Python, The Holy Grail, other stuff like going into the scary movies, culminating in which, like, some people might argue with me on if it's a parody movie or not, but like something special we'll watch probably for like an October fest. Like, we'll do each of the scary movies like once a week, maybe, fingers crossed, hopefully, if it all works out. But the classic parody movies are making a comeback, both in ways I did not expect and ways that are hilariously funny. Like, for those who know the history of Blazing Saddles, pretty much Blazing Saddles kind of came back as a kids movie, which is absolutely freaking hilarious. We can definitely react to that as well. Plus, they're making a Spaceballs 2. After like 30 some years, it's finally happening. Spaceballs 2, the quest for more money, may finally be coming true. And that to me, like, is just, come on, we gotta, you know?
Yeah, plus, also, it's always funny to see how something aged.
Oh, most definitely. Like, I was literally born on the 90s. So I've seen so many shifts and changes in mentality, like jokes, and I'm going to enjoy watching old stuff, new stuff, looking back on what was then, what is now, and I think it's going to be a hoot and a half.
And me personally, I was born middle 90s, but my mom, grandma, and other grandma, put it like this, I've seen Porky's.
I have not, so something to...
I don't think we'll be watching Porky's on this.
Maybe for like a Patreon exclusive. Who knows? I have no idea. I don't know what Porky's is, but
well,
we'll see what happens.
To put it like this, one of the lines from Porky's is the best little whorehouse this side of Texas.
Is that where that's from?
Yep, which is
okay.
You will get a lot of in this. There will be references to music, TV shows, movies, anime, cartoons. There will be references galore. We will personally probably lose track of all the references we make.
And that's maybe the fun of it, looking back to see kind of where the references all started. The memes before memes were memes.
Dawn of things, if you will.
Now, I've shared my thoughts on I want to specifically watch with Fame and Kings. Fame, Kings, do either of you have any cartoons, animes, movies specifically that you want to watch with me or each other? So I'll pass the mic over to you guys.
Honestly, I'm just really excited that we're going to be doing this together, because, like, doing this with you guys goes to show just how much of my childhood I missed out on in terms of, like, TV shows and such, because I was also a 90s baby, much like these two. But there was a lot of stuff I did not get to do due to certain things that were not allowed to be watched with my parents around, or I wasn't allowed to stay up that late in order to watch some of the stuff. So a lot of the things that they're going to be showing are probably either going to be things I've ever not seen before, I have seen before, or just certain things that I've just heard about in passing but never really learned. Like the little thing that Kings was talking about. I never knew anything about that. You guys did, but I most certainly didn't. This would be a good learning experience for me. Because, like, I've still got, like, despite the fact that some people want to say, like, as you get older, you lose your more childish side, you lose your childhood innocence. No, I don't think we lose our childhood innocence. I just think it just, in a sense, hibernates until we put it in a box to keep it safe from, like, all the issues and problems of, like, normal life until we find things that, like, can have it come out and let it have fun, let it breathe, let it be itself. Because, like, that's one thing people don't seem to understand. Is, like, whenever someone says they enjoy something that's for kids, it's because they're letting their inner child out. They're letting themselves have fun, be a kid again. That's what it's all about. Just relaxing, having fun, being with your friends and all that. And that's what I'm glad to be doing here. Plus, with my knowledge on some video games and stuff, as well as my own adept knowledge of history and things, it'll be fun. We get to compare notes, compare things, have a blast, have a few kicks, a few jokes, look at the memes before the memes, like Paper said. You know, that sort of shtick, and I'm looking forward to that. Also, be advised, I will probably say a few jokes here and there, because when it comes to having a filter, as these two can attest, my filter is either going to be forcefully put on or I'm going to have to be reminded to put my filter on.
Using the filter as a segue to lead into mine, one of the things I want to cover is how shows for kids have stopped teaching lessons. We got episodes that dealt with homelessness, that dealt with gun violence, the deteriorating conditions of our planet. There were even some kids shows that tackled AIDS.
AIDS, bullying, gun violence, all sorts of things. Those were the days where you could learn a lesson by watching TV, and your parents couldn't tell you like, "Oh, you're not going to learn anything from watching TV." And we called a whole lot of amounts of on that, looking back at the days now and then.
When you compare how kids act today to back then, it shows they do not get the same lessons.
Yeah, I remember the Captain Planet messages, and like two things real quick. Like, start the timer. It's kind of sad that like Captain Planet became what it became, and it took away from people thinking like, oh, cartoons were too violent. They need to have messages. So, like, Captain Planet kind of, like, hammered in the messages instead of letting them breathe naturally. Like, even Animaniacs kind of, like, roasted that back in the day with the Wheel of Morality, where they had to have a moral at the end because they were just trying to have, like, stupid, silly fun.
It got peachy.
Which leads into my second point. I heard this a long time ago, and when I heard this, it made me respect this show so much more. If it's been debunked since then, I apologize. I don't like spreading bad information. But back when Thundercats was being created, written, and all that, they had, if I recall correctly, they had like a child psychologist on the writing team to work with the episode's writing to naturally have messages that kids can relate to, understand, and make it woven well within the writing.
Point to comment on this because some people may not know it, but in the original Thundercats, Lion-O was actually originally the same age as Wily Cat and Willy Cat, but his cryopod broke, causing his body to age, but not his mind.
Yeah.
So he was literally a child in a grown-up's body. So anytime somebody wants to say anything about, oh, an adult shouldn't be liking kids' things, I don't want to hear a thing.
And to wrap up, we have decided tentatively that we're looking at one movie in particular that's really hot right now to be our first full review, commentary, analysis. And that movie is
K-Pop Demon Hunters!
So for now, we'll sign off on this, and we look forward to seeing you on more videos. Right, guys?
Take care, everybody.
So long, darlings. We'll see you next time.